welcome back. It is me, Guido, coming at you with another tactics talk, this time with Nitedog, driving his Matilda, which is a Tier 4 British medium tank, although it acts a lot like a heavy tank. Things are weird down here. They're wild and woolly down in the lower tiers. Some of the mediums act like heavies. I don't know if any of the heavies act like mediums necessarily, but light tanks are basically mediums. I mean, it's nutty down here. But he's in a 357 on Mountain Pass, loaded into the northwest spawn. You can see that his team has already started to deploy a bit here. And let's just sit back and see how Nitedog handles this. This spot's a little bit hold down now. They've changed that on the map, so that's interesting from what it used to be. Puts a hit on the B2. B2 tries to run away, and he does get away. He's sitting here for a moment, and you can see that one of his T-29 guys has headed way down there to the southwest, but he doesn't have a whole lot going there. There's quite a few people stacked up there to his front, on his left side, hugging the side there. And not really anybody in the middle, so he sees that, and you see him turn around. There are some tanks in the middle. And he's going to head back over this way. The T-29 sort of lost his mind, at least one of them has, drives into the enemy and dies. And we have our hero headed back over to the bridge. Now you can see he's got a pretty good push over in the north, now heading over towards the northeast side, but they're engaged with a few of their tanks over there. So Nitedog is swinging back over here. Let's see what he can do in the middle and at least take a look. A bunch of their guys stacked up at E4. So if you're familiar with the meta at all, this is pretty much not it. Bit of a strange game, but down at the lower tiers, this is what you're going to often get. Nitedog takes a look here. Matilda has a very fast firing gun. Looks like he's dabbed too. Bounces that guy. Pins him. You see how fast this thing fires. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it really can machine gun people down. And this guy's going to, well, looks like he was going to try to dive off, but didn't quite make it. Got munched by the SAU-40. Nitedog looks like he thinks he's going to go up the middle, but hey, guess what? He sees what's happening down there in the southwest. Already fires at him, and he comes around here to kind of anchor a defense. This is something that happens sometimes. Nitedog looked like he was deploying. He was headed off to do his thing. If he was going to go to the southwest, he probably needed to keep trucking, but as it was, he sort of saw what was happening on the deployment and hangs out here in the middle is what it looks like. And now he's just defending. His team's not doing great. They're doing okay over there on the east side, but not great. Got the T-29. And this is kind of a miserable feeling when you're fighting a Matilda and you're in a little lightly armored tank and you know he's going to pen you every time. He's just out in the open. There's just nowhere really to go. He tries to back up. Might have been better to go forward and put a little angle on it. The Magic Panzer 1C right here, this guy, I can't tell you how many, there's one that didn't bounce, but he gets a couple bounces from Nitedog here. And so Nitedog has got two. Let's talk about this for a minute because this gets interesting. Most of his team's about to melt. But if you take a look at the situation, he's got two in front of him. There are a couple guys sitting over there on the ramp, so he probably doesn't want to drive out in the open, but he can do a little bit of an approach up to this area while screening himself from being shot by these guys down here to try and go get that Panzer 1C. That guy's going to kind of be a thorn in his side for a while. There is one other tank there he has to worry about. He takes a look, and that must have been Spidey senses. I'm not really sure how that happened, but holy cow, nicely done. I think he was just looking to see what was going on and just happened to catch this poor guy out in the open. That's another miserable feeling. That poor guy. He just knew he was doomed once he got out there. All right, great. So check that out. So the artillery, let's see, watch this bounce again. Another bounce. The artillery takes out the extra dude, and oh, okay, so one of the guys that was on the ramp has moved up. The other one has gone somewhere else, so there's only two guys, and Nitedog's down to not very many friends left. And two of them happen to be camping up on the top right there. The other one is probably dead pretty soon. The SAU-40 is surrounded by a couple tanks, one of them being Matilda. And there's a SAV M43 coming up right here, as well as a Panzer 1C. Nitedog, I would say that now is the time I would have just driven forward and looked for that Panzer 1C and taken him down. You do have to be careful because that dude can, if he gets into your side, really tear you up quickly. But he's pretty much a one-shot, I believe, at this point. And I'd have been a little more aggressive because right now you got to know you're about to be surrounded. This poor guy gets up here and tries to take a shot and just plain old misses and pays the price. And now that that dude's gone, I definitely would have gone right after the Panzer 1C. Just a bit of dancing. The problem with what you're doing is you're about to get surrounded. So you need to clear off one of your flanks. And I think, obviously, the one with the Panzer 1C was the one to clear off. That dude comes up and finds you, and he is looking up above. He's in a bit of a pickle now, and I think he realizes it. I think he's trying to get to cover. And you actually miss. I think he tracked you and your shot missed. You take another hit right there. There's actually some guys behind you now. Holy cow. And this is the situation that you wanted to avoid right here. Good news is the Panzer 1C sort of misplays it and you're able to survive it. Somehow you bounce a shot off the rear from the poor martyr. Finally he gets in there. You don't want to get martyred here. Okay. Nice job there. Take him down. That was the guy you needed to kill. Having a little bit of gunnery issues trying to get the shots on this dude. Maybe a bounce there. Another shot and down he goes. Oh, thanks, Artie. I was about to say when I looked at this the first time, hey, be careful about Artie. And then there he is. He shows up. So that's probably the easiest way to take care of the Artie. I might just auto-aim that guy and kept firing, but there you have it. You make that happen. All right, so now we got 7 kills. We're up to 1,200 damage. No real reason to kind of go back and forth there. I would have just started driving towards the cap. You know that's where they're both going to come from. I suppose there's an argument for hanging out behind that little ridge just in case they both came around the corner. You could use that for hold down. So maybe that's what you were thinking. As it is, now one's on the cap, so clearly you know where one of them is. Probably both, or at least nearby. And let's just go around and use this kind of hold down spot here and see if we can find this guy being very foolish trying to cap. Oh, hello. There you are. There's a shot for you. There's another one for you. Another one. Yeah, square up that armor. I see you doing it. There's another one. And you see it just takes a while for this tank to actually get. And I would have just more carefully aimed on that. I think he probably could have pinned the side. Looked like it was green there. He did have a big over-angle problem. That side was such a billboard. The turret is weak. So as it was a good choice. You might have been able to just go into his side and maybe save yourself a couple bounces right there. That's a small thing. You killed him. And the martyr thinks you may win, which, okay. Looks like it's probably going to happen. There he is, and he's a little bit beat up. So that's to your advantage. There's one. You don't take a return shot. This is a good example of getting shots, trading, and not taking shots back. He's just exposing as little as possible and coming back, only showing his turret. And then when he knew the jig was up and he had the guy, he comes out and gets a more careful aim and just sits there and waits because he's going to just take this guy down much quicker than he can take him down. He can take him down. Nitedog can take the other Matilda down much faster than he can take Nitedog down. I think that's what I was trying to say. All right, nice job, man. 9 kills, 1,600 damage. Koblanovs. I think there's a high caliber in there. Obviously a Top Gun, or no, actually there's a whatever it is. Pools? Is it Pools? No, whatever it is. Actually, you know what? I don't think there is one of those. It's too low a tier, right? Is that what's going on? Anyway, we're going to show the results at the end. Then we will all know, because clearly I have no idea. I know there's a Koblanovs in there, and an Ace Mastery. So nice job, Nitedog. Hope you guys learned a little something. You know, lower tier is what it is. Sometimes weird things happen. Well, most of the time weird things happen down at the lower tier. It doesn't really follow the meta, but it can be fun, especially on some of these tanks that you enjoy. Just don't seal club too much. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Welcome aboard if you do that. And otherwise, we will see you.